Hello and welcome back to my story. Here I am inviting you to explore your life, open up to yourself, and then share your story with someone. Well, if I'm going to have the audacity to ask you to do such a thing, I have to be willing to open up and share with you. So I want to tell you a story, one of many, that happened to me where I knew God was there. And it happened in 5th grade. We lived on a farm, maybe 20 miles from Lancaster, Ohio. I went to St. Mary's grade school. We were fortunate that the coach's family also lived just a mile or two from us. So my mom would carpool one week, and Mrs. Leckrone would carpool another week. On one of the weeks when Mrs. Leckrone was carpooling, it was my mother's birthday, February 16th, 1966. And we were coming home from school in Mrs. Leckrone car. My older brother and my older sister spied my mom's car on the side of the road completely crunched up. And they went into hysterics. I didn't know what was going on. Like, what are y'all screaming for? You're my older brother. You're not supposed to be screaming. You're supposed to have your head together. But I was picking up what they were saying about Mom having a car accident. Mrs. Leckrone, she's trying to drive a car, and now she's got screaming kids. She pulled off at the next exit, which was a small little town, I think it was called Rushville, and they had one little gas station. She went inside, talked for a while, came back. We went and picked up my younger brother, who was in kindergarten, and then by the time she got us all back to her house with her 2 boys, she had a lot of very upset children in her house. What would a mother do? What would a Catholic mother do? She's got screaming children and a terrible story that she has to tell them. Well, she told us that, yes, that was my mom's car. My mom was in the hospital. She was in a coma, and my baby sister at 10 months had died. Well, of course, we all screamed louder, and now I'm screaming because I know what's going on. Poor Mrs. Leckrone. But the wisdom of a Catholic mother. She tells us, take out your rosaries and kneel down. We're going to pray. Well, we're dutiful Catholic children with rosaries in our pocket. So we took them out, we knelt down, and I'm cussing in my 5th grade mind every word I can think of. Why are we saying the rosary after everything you just told us? Well, by the 2nd decade, I became acutely aware of God's presence in that room. I became aware of calm, of an internal sense of peace, tranquility. And then I looked around at my siblings and I noticed they were calm. Later that night, we were sitting on the staircase and I was aware of how calm we were. And we were watching my dad to see if he was okay, if he needed help. But that moment in Mrs. Leckrone's house, when I noticed the calm, I said to myself, oh, that's why we're saying the rosary. God's real. It was like one of those first big aha moments of the reality of how real God is. Of course, I blew that off over the years and ran around like a crazy teenager later on when we moved to Chicago. But that moment was a very key touchstone for me to always hold on to and always know, no matter where I was or what was happening, there was a real God and he was looking after me. Now, my mother did recover after 3 days of a coma, and there's a story to tell behind that that's absolutely beautiful. And one day maybe I'll have a time to share that with you as well. But for now, it's a 5th grade child discovering that God is real, she's not alone. And when her parents are incapable of helping her, God shows up, not only for her, but for her siblings and her father. So that's my little story, and I encourage you explore your own stories. I realize that's kind of a big story, but I think we all have moments of great triumph and joy or great sorrow. If we step back into those moments and ask God where he was, to reveal to us now how much strength he gave us, or how much laughter he gave us, or how much order he brought to something, he'll show you your stories. So for now, God bless.